It's a blessing if you're awake and you're able to rise to watch this video. 'Cause the video is watching you, and there's also video from up above in heaven that's also watching. This video is going to be about how to increase your faith. How to increase your faith. Y'all, we are a tree. I'm not saying literally, I'm saying in an analogy form. We are like the tree. Our arms are like the branches. Whatever we hold in our hand. This phone I hold in my hand, if it holds a positive message, then it's holding good fruit. If it's holding negative energy from a negative message, then it's bearing bad fruit. In Jesus' word in Matthew chapter 7, it says, every good tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. In John chapter 15, verse 6, and if a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered. And men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. Matthew chapter 12, either make the tree good and his fruit good, or else make the tree corrupt and his fruit corrupt. Now, faith is the tree, and the branches are like the works. There's no works that make up the faith. You're not going to know what to produce because you didn't know what to come in with to introduce. Yo, we have to have faith to move mountains. We have to have faith to open a door. If we don't have faith to open a door, then you didn't use or come in with the right key that fit. You didn't come in with the right shoe that fit. Y'all, if we put on a shoe and it doesn't fit, then it's because unbelief has stuck inside of our foot. We put on the shoe of unbelief. God wants us to put on the shoe of faith. God wants us to put on the shirt of faith. God wants us to put on the pants of capability so we'll be aware of how faith can wear an ability. Fear not and believe. Jesus Christ has said that. There is a woman in Matthew chapter 9 with issue of blood for 12 years. And all she had to do was touch the hem of Jesus' garment, and instantly she became healed. And she was made whole for being a good comfort. Y'all, we need to treat a situation like we're not even planted in a situation. God wants to look at us the way we no longer look at ourselves. God wants to see peculiar people. He wants to see a royal priesthood. He wants to see what you're made of. But without faith, it is impossible to please Him. With men, things are impossible. With God, all things are possible. So, in order to operate inside of the measure of faith, we have to believe that there is a hidden capability outside of faith's measure that we must retrieve, so it'll help us to get in order, get the house in order to know what to believe. In other words, for example, you can have a person that's coming with unbelief, and many times you're going to have trials and tribulations. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. For example, you can encounter somebody and someone can walk up to you and say, my health, it seems to be failing. I don't believe I'm going to get better. You must say to that mountain, it's going to be removed. If you believe in what you don't see, you believe in what you can have that can set you free. You must say to that problem, I'm going to only be owned by the problem solver. I'm not going to be owned by this problem no more. I'm not going to be owned by this sin no more. I'm no longer going to be forsaken by what the doctors tell me. I'm no longer going to be forsaken by what sin tells me. But I am going to no longer forsake God, but I'm going to forsake sin. And I'm going to believe in God sent, which was His Son. Healing is the children's bread. I'm going to believe in the great physician, so I'll no longer hold my own position outside of the great physician. It's going to have to take you having just a small grain of mustard seed to say to that mountain, be removed. Because in order for Jesus Christ to move within you, you have to move within out of yourself so you'll know what's made of yourself. Submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. The devil wants you to stay locked inside of yourself so you don't get outside of the realm of yourself. The devil wants you to stay mixed up in unbelief. He wants you to stay mixed up in not knowing your capability and not believing in what you don't see. He wants you to stay boxed in so you don't understand how to get out of your impairment so you can know how to become repaired. He wants you to believe if you've been unidentified, then you will only come out with the state of an unidentified identity. God wants you to know He can turn an ugly thing into a good thing. God can turn an unidentified identity into an identified identity. If we see a fig tree that looks withered away, we need to believe not, and believe that there's still something that's going to come out. Have faith in God. Have faith that there's still a feature that hasn't been featured. But in order for you to observe what's been unobserved, you have to deserve, and you have to no longer be reserved, but you have to believe that there's purpose that lies inside of the core of truth, so you'll know how to diagnose the problem with already having your eyes on the problem solver. Anyhow, your eyes may have been somewhere else. That's faith.